From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on early mornings LALATE with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. Why the Democrats are likely to give you big sums of money under the fourth stimulus recon, and what are those application-based checks, and what are the checks for? I'll go over that in the second half of this video. And then the world exclusive, delivered late yesterday on Evenings LALATE. You're only going to hear it on this video, and only on this channel, as one major senator says he'll do monthly stimulus checks. He just needs to see your support, and he will get it done. Who is this player? I have all the incredible details in this jaw-dropping world exclusive dropping right now as the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and Early Mornings LALATE starts now. Hey, good early morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day across the board as your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 heats up right now. We'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'll go over what this means for you as application-based checks that you're going to pounce and kill as a purple hawk and really do wonderfully with. Then we'll get to the big exciting details of this stimulus and those recon checks. But then you're going to hear something you've never seen anywhere else, and certainly never anywhere else except this channel. It was delivered late last night on Evenings LALATE, a world exclusive, as one senator says he'll do monthly fourth stimulus checks for you, but he needs to see your support behind him. I'll go over the amount of those checks, the person, and the reoccurring nature of them in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. And this, as a world exclusive, hitting right now on Early Mornings LALATE. How are you? Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. The most comprehensive, the most in-depth, and the most game-changing coverage you're going to see across the board. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member because the members are getting big sums of money across the board. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. The link is under the video. Meantime, sign up for those LALATE alerts. It's totally free. It's at news.lalate.com/alerts. You would have got to the alert late last night when I delivered the breaking news about this world exclusive of the senator calling for multiple stimulus checks if you give the support for it. That's at news.lalate.com/alerts. You get those alerts anywhere you are on your cell phone or your internet connection. Come by email. Watch for that confirmation email. Click the confirm button. The confirmation email may be in the spam folder. Over 1,000 of you are still pending, so make sure you confirm. And then it says thank you. If you haven't got to the confirmation email, you can start all over. And there you go. Let's go into those monthly stimulus checks, House versus Senate, Senate versus House, and who's saying what. We have the senators, Warren, Wyden, and Bernie Sanders calling for a monthly stimulus check in a letter to the president. Then we have AOC and Omar in a letter to the president saying monthly stimulus check, $2,000 a month. We have the House bill, which I'll come back to in a second. We have the House Ways and Means Committee saying that there needs to be a monthly stimulus check, and that is for stimulus. And then we have the fifth stimulus check as well. Then we had the American petition, nearly 4 million signatures calling for a monthly stimulus check of $2,000 a pop. But the bill that's captivating a country across the sand and sea is this one, the House bill, pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 after the first month of $2,000, which would amount to at least 12 checks or at least $13,000. I think you have an opinion. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate, House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is this beautiful early mornings. The weather is gorgeous here in Santa Monica. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? Democrats represent, you do. Single individual, 75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get one. Married couple, 150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check as well. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would be the same amount for everyone, including adult dependents. Finally, the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you're at the beach today and the check waves at you, the check waving at me, it's not the check you think it is. It's the Eurodollar check. They're a little more friendly overseas. The check may come over and kiss you on both cheeks as well. In the second half of this video, we go over the fourth stimulus recon. Done, deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon, mostly application-based, but this is incredible great news, and I'll have all the details for you. Then the final 15 minutes of this video, stay to the very end, the world exclusive. One major senator, following a second one, has now called for multiple stimulus checks in a private message delivered to one of the viewers of this channel. The word exclusive you're only going to hear on this channel. You're not going to hear it anywhere else. And it's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. But first, get a pen and paper ready because we're going to get some money for rent, utilities, food, or internet. And boy, the numbers are going bigger and bolder than ever before. If you've gotten this money, send me a private message. I'll feature you live on air. We're going to start with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance and utilities right now, because these are big sums of money that are available for you right now, this week, this moment, and it's third stimulus. And I introduced you Johnny. Johnny was one of three viewers who had gotten over $40,000 by the end of last week. He started the week at zero, and by the middle of the week, he was at $40,000. He was one of two other viewers who also got $40,000, but Johnny didn't stop at $40,000. He kept on pushing, got 7 items approved, bringing his grand total to $80,000 by the end of the week. Now, Johnny's not the only person who gets $80,000 from this channel, not the only person who gets money within a few days. You're going to see in this video that I have viewers who started the week at zero and got $20,000, 2 people, 3 people who got $32,000 in just forward 5 days. You meet one viewer who got $51,000, and another viewer who got $100,000. And these viewers can be you next. Johnny got $12,000 to Snap. He got $10,000 for EIDL. He got $1,800 for his tax refund. He got $21,000 for one housing. And then he got another $25,000 on top of that as well. He got $9,000 for utilities. And he also got internet and free phone as well, bringing his grand total to $80,000. Wow. So get a pen and paper ready. We're going to go over this incredible sum of money for you right now. When we talk about rent, this is big sums of money, and the numbers are going bigger and bolder every day on this channel. Countless viewers are getting over $20,000. Let's look and see how much viewers are getting from this channel. And let's look at the graphic. Oh my goodness, look at this money. As Elizabeth getting $27,000 as a Purple Hawk from this channel. Mark, $25,000. Nancy, $24,000. Richard, and more. Boy, you saw Johnny on the lead in getting $9,000 for utilities. Let's look at the comparison. Wow. So Johnny is pushing the envelope. Numbers are going bigger. Every week, the number's higher on utilities. Let's look at Snap. Snap is money for food. Oh my goodness. Louie getting $18,000 to Snap from this channel. John, $10,000. Nancy, $5,000. And you're going to meet someone who got $19,000. And then when we talk about combo, there's Nancy with 3 items. How much money did Nancy get? Oh my goodness. Nancy getting 3 items at $32,000. Nisi, 3 items at $23,000. And Mark, 2 items at $32,000? $32,000. Mark, you didn't get the third. What happened here? Mark has a great story for us. 4 wonderful things came from Mark. He initially got 2 items at $32,000, rent and utilities. But for 5 days on camera, I said to Mark, go get Snap because it's a Snap. And guess what? Number 1, he got Snap within 5 days. Number 2, he had told his neighbor, go watch that channel. People are getting big sums of money from this channel. And that neighbor within 5 days got $20,000 of rent. Started the week at zero, like we are at the start of this week, and ended the week at $20,000 in his hand. Then that's not an anomaly. That's not a rare occurrence because last weekend we had Shanann, Purple Hawk of 2 months. She said, I told my friend about you, LA, and she went, and now she's addicted to your channel. I love that. She received $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, and $6,000 annualized for food stamps. Thank you, LA, you rock. That's $21,000. Wow. What else did Mark do? Mark really inspired us because suddenly he went from 2 items to 3 items. And you saw this video start with Johnny at 7 items. Numbers are going bigger and bolder than ever before. So how much did Mark finally get for that snap? Within 5 days, Mark got $19,000 for snap. Incredible. Great job, Mark. Bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do on this channel. We've been doing it since day one. And the ceiling is not there because Lorraine got over $100,000 from this channel, and this is LALATE. This is what we've been doing since day one. I launched this channel in 2020 to ensure that you get as much money as you can for all the incredible items across the board. And those items started with the EIDL loan and grant. People had applied for that EIDL loan and grant were not getting approved. They were stuck in what I call the 330, the 331, the 48 vortex. But slowly, one at a time, I did every application, got those businesses saved, their homes saved, and their employees saved. Bombshell. Getting $25 million of EIDL loans approved across the board. Then, 3 days later, a new thing went live. And that new thing that went live was very confusing. It was a very confusing application to do. Eileen Bellenkamp, she was in Florida. Florida was not paying it for several months. They were late to the game, as was Hawaii, a few other states. But I showed her how to do it, and she got $15,000 for it, and countless other viewers as well. What is that thing? It's called PUA. Kevin Lee, I got that money for as well. And then in 2020, fall 2020, December, second stimulus was not coming. You needed money, so I stepped forward and I got money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And Tyrone and his family of 4 got $16,000 of rent, paying all his rent from the December to the spring. I got viewers $250,000 across the board. And now we're doing it again. Because there's no fourth stimulus laying in your hand this week, but there is third stimulus laying in your hand this week. Oh my goodness. So get in pen and paper ready. We're going to go over all this incredible sum of money starting right now. And we're going to start with some introductory remarks. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So reach out to all 6. Don't reach out to one and stop. If one says no, reach out to the next. They have different eligibility and they have different pots of money. Number 2, it's important to understand to listen to the keywords I say in this video because it makes a big difference. I had one viewer on the weekend say, I reached out to my city. I said, can I have some free money? Excuse me, sir. Can I have some free money? We don't know what you're talking about. We have rent assistance because of COVID. Hello? Keywords I say on this video. Then also important to understand is that there's money in every state. Federal government gave equal amount to every state based upon the number of residents in the state. And finally, keep on pushing because that money is there for you. And do not insert disqualification ideas in the back of your in the back of your psyche. And there we go. Here are the 6 places you can reach out to: City Hall, City Housing Authority. That's 2. County Hall, County Housing Authority. That's 4. State Hall, State Housing Authority. That's 6. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance because of COVID, or utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. Easy. You don't say words they don't know. Like stimulus or Mitch McConnell's popularity. We don't know that. Did it ever exist? I don't know. And there you go. Congratulations. You've got rent and utilities. Post in the live chat right now. Tim and Linda got this wonderful pot of money. And the next pot of the money is the money coming back from the Department of Agriculture for SNAP. It's a snap. Should we do 2 fingers? Let's do 2 fingers. There we go. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. Gail got it. Louis, 18. Mark, 19,000. Johnny, which we started at $16,000. And if you heard the breaking news at the start of Monday live on this channel, was that Department of Agriculture is increasing everyone's benefits a lifetime. Oh my goodness, an average of 25% automatically starting in October. Oh, that's incredible, great news. SNAP is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture because food is important. If you don't eat, you're dead. Don't die. I need to have you watch my video at 4 o'clock today. And there we go. If you got money for SNAP, post in the live chat right now. The next pot of the money is the refund check coming back from your state due to computer error. And one viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000. The federal government has ordered the states to return this money back to you because guess what? The computers are out of date. In fact, they're so out of date, the keyboards are in Greek. Greek and Latin. They haven't gotten to the English language yet. It's before, it's sort of old. There you go. And can we top that? Yes, as we go into the big refund check coming back from IRS. This is the check for those taxes you paid on the 2020 unemployment benefits. Margaret got it, Cog got it, Michael got it. And the average check is about $1,200, $1,400. But Johnny, I think I got $1,800, and a viewer over the weekend get $2,000. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. If you haven't posted success stories in the live chat already for rent, utilities, or SNAP, please do, because you inspire other people. Here's what you need to know is I launched this channel to get people money. This was never a channel to track checks. This is a channel to push and get you money, where money is owed to you, but sometimes it takes a sort of figuring out how to get it. And when you post your success stories in live chat, you help people so much. Because guess what? They get inspired by you. They realize, wait a second, I need to pick up the phone and call. I need to just call. Convincing people is one of the most important things. And when they see so many people succeeding on this channel, then they realize today is my day. I'm going to pick up the phone. I am now inspired to go do it. Then they realize the monies are bigger than and bolder than ever before. Then they understand that these items exist. A lot of people never heard of SNAP, like Larry Maui never heard of it until he found this channel. He's getting $5,000, $6,000 annually from this channel. We have people like Art Sullivan, Nisi, who got 3 items, inspired all of us, including Mark and others, to now get multiple items. Surely Johnny is inspiring us at 7 items. And then we see the numbers going bigger and bolder than ever before. So post your success stories in the live chat. Let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can we track them? Yeah, go to iris.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it will work. It will reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid and the refund check you're getting. And then it will reveal stuff you never saw and never knew. That Mitch McConnell has a fan club? Sorry, I didn't know that. I just, really? What's the membership, 2? Himself and I didn't know that. And there you go. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the second part of your Fourth Stimulus Check Update 2021 starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. Here we go. Your Fourth Stimulus Recon is a done deal. A week ago today, the Fourth Stimulus Recon was passed, which means that there will be a recon. It will be $3.5 trillion and it will be checks for you. Biggest payout we've ever seen in this channel. Mostly application-based. This recon is incredible. First, second, and third recon this small. 80 and 90% for corporations. This one this big and nearly all for you. Mostly application-based checks. Incredible. If you're a Purple Hawk, you're going to kill it under Fourth Stimulus Recon. More about these checks in the third part of this video. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and put in the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon beforehand, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the money from the recon, roads and bridges, put it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. There you go. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Now, there's a reason why you watch this channel, in addition to my wonderful, beautiful flowers behind me. The other reason you watch it is because you hear the news a month before it happens. Over the month of June and July, I told you the Fourth Stimulus Recon was going to pass. And the reason why I said it was going to pass, because the Democrats on the Senate and the House had met with the president before they started the whole recon process to agree upon the price tag and agree to do a recon. And that when they called this for a vote on Tuesday last week, a week ago today, it was a done deal because they already agreed to it. Now, this is why Richie Torres, Democrat, New York, progressive, and also Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, West Minnesota, progressive, had said before agreeing upon the price tag, we need to have a big price tag. He said we need a larger recon, and she said that we need to have a recon that goes as big and bold as we want it. They got it, $3.5 trillion. Once everyone had agreed to the price tag but had not yet voted on it, the president said to them, protect everything that's in the recon, because it's all checks for the American people, progressive priorities for the American people. That's what Brian Schatz, Democrat, Hawaii, and Jalapal also said the president told them. So what's a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is recon procedural? And what is recon substantive? Let's go over all the details starting right now. It's important to understand that there's 2 different processes, 2 different paths, and they're very different across the board. Recon is your money, and that is also called reconciliation, also called budget bill, also called Democratic spending plan or progressive welfare reform plan. Price tag $3.5 trillion, bipartisan, not your money. Also called roads and bridges, also called infrastructure. I love it. I signed on to Twitter late yesterday, and someone was tweeting me and tweeting someone else and said, no, bipartisan is not our money. I love it. I just love it. People just eating up all this information and learning so much from this channel. 3 bills last week, 2 bills this week, because one's done. The recon procedural's done. The tow hitch has passed over the finish line. Excuse me, I always mess that up. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to pick up the tow hitch, which is the recon substantive. So what's the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive? It's basically, do we agree to do it? And then what are the terms and conditions? First, recon procedural, passed. $3.5 trillion price tag, passed. Committees will be dedicated money, $10 to this committee, $20 to this committee to spend. Recon substantive, currently working on this week, today, and this is how are we spending the money. Once we're given the money, how are we spending the money? How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 10 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means Committee, the one we started this video on? Yep. They recently told the president that they're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Well, Purple Power, you got to push because they're representing they're giving you a monthly stimulus check. We have AOC and Omar saying they're going to give you a monthly stimulus check of $2,000. We have the House bill, which is pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 a month, which is at least $13,000. And we have Bernie, Elizabeth, and Ron Wyden all pushing for a monthly stimulus check. We also have the American petition, $2,000 a month being demanded by nearly 4 million signatures across the board. And with that, can we top that? Yes, we can, as Biden did it. About 7 weeks ago, he went overseas to have a ceremonial signature. The real signature came days later. It's for a very confusing thing called the global minimum corporate tax rate. It's so darn confusing. It's like more confusing than understanding the storyline of Real Housewives of Potomac. I just don't get that show. There you go. The great news is that you don't need to know what this thing is about because it's no longer in the recon. It's easier to write the recon, easier to pass the recon, and easier to call the vote on a recon because this thing is not in there. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, the world exclusive. The world exclusive you're only going to hear from this channel. For now, 2 senators who have told 2 different viewers of this channel they're pushing for monthly stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon, but they need to hear from you. I'll go over the amounts, the dates, the provisions, who they are, and what they're asking for. It's all world exclusives, and it's only on LALATE. It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. Plus, I'll be going over what application-based stimulus is, and then also have a personal message as well. But first, something wonderful as well, the volunteers. If you haven't gotten rent, utilities, food, or internet, reach out to the volunteers. But please try to get at least 1 item first from this channel before you get the other items from the volunteers. Because under fifth stimulus, I want you to have gotten 1 item, whether it's $100 for utilities or rent. Because when you do, you're going to be ready to pounce under fourth stimulus. Here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Early Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Early Mornings LA with incredible great details about your forced stimulus check of 2021. We'll be going over that recon and why it's the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. We'll go over what application-based stimulus is and why, as a Purple Hawk, you're going to be able to pounce when forced stimulus recon becomes law. Then we're going to go over the world exclusive you're only going to hear on this channel. 2 senators now say they want to put monthly fourth stimulus checks in this recon, and they tell LA viewers the details. These are details you're only going to hear on this channel. It's a world exclusive, and I'm going to show you what they're asking you to do as well. It's a big show, and the final 15 minutes heats up right now, so subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Consider becoming a member. The link is under the video. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, what are you doing? It's totally free. It's at news.lalate.com/alerts. It's the talk of the town. Thousands of you have signed up, and you would have gotten the alert with the breaking world exclusive yesterday when it happened. Put in your email address, and away you go. You're confirmed. You'll get alerts like this. If you haven't gotten the alerts, check your confirmation email inbox to get that as well. Let's cut to fifth stimulus, because fifth stimulus is just days away. How does fifth stimulus work? Fifth stimulus is the latest stimulus package that reforms the SSI system. This would start in September, be finished potentially by November. And what is involved? Step 1 is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step 2 is they're going to remove the asset limit. Then they're going to apply an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Who is this for? This is for you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, or SSA. Step 1 is they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step 2 is they're going to apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation. Where's inflation going? It's going to be transitory. It means it's going to reach a spike in December. Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, last week said it's going to be so high, he may have to start tapering. What am I looking at? I'm looking at about 5% inflation rate for that spike. Wow. First, they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark will be potentially 5%. Not just next year, but lifetime, because once your benefits go up, they never step down. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away, and you'll have some tacos in your hand. Taco Tuesday, and some stimulus checks. They're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work at same benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away, and love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and no longer fear loss of benefits, like Rob and Sandy. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. And that fifth stimulus check is represented to you by the House Ways and Means Committee for next year. Lastly, if you haven't become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? The link to join is underneath the video. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP are delivered daily from me to you, a breakdown of all the big money under the stimulus packages. When third stimulus was passed, I launched Purple Hawks. Why? Because I looked and I said, $1,400 stimulus check? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to chase it when it lands, but I'm going to tell you there's $14,000 to get you under third stimulus in January 2021. And that's what I said in January. Now you see that people are not getting $14,000 from third stimulus. They're getting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000, $100,000, even this week, this month. We've had viewers last week, 3 get over 40,000, 1 get 80,000. The week before that, 3 viewers get 32,000. We had 2 viewers tell friends and their neighbors get over $20,000 of rent. Viewers are getting enormous sums of money from this channel as Purple Hawks. So consider becoming a member. The link's in the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video with the big update about your fourth stimulus recon and the world exclusive you're only going to hear on this channel starting right now. First, the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. It was passed a week ago today, meaning there will be a recon, it will be $3.5 trillion, and it will be checks for you. First, second, and third, this big. This one's this big, all checks for you. Now, what is application-based stimulus? It means you pick up the phone. It does not mean you fill out a 50-page application form and hear back 5 years later. It means you pick up the phone and tell them I need this money and that I qualify for the money. What are some of the examples? Let me go over proposals of what they want for in that fourth stimulus recon. And while this is not the actual bill, these are the proposals. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, then money for free internet, checks for farmers, and lots of checks for workers and seniors, like independent contractors, like checks for low eligibility age, like checks for dental, checks for vision, and checks for hearing. Now, you just heard something like vision, hearing, internet. When you look at Department of Treasury or IRS, they don't know anything about your eyes or your teeth or your internet. They don't know anything about it. So they don't know to send you out money. Who knows about whether you have teeth or don't have teeth, or whether you have internet or don't have internet? No one does. And that's why it's money put in places for you to pick up the phone and say, I need this money. This is why the graphic earlier, when we were looking at recon procedural and recon substance, says exactly that. They're giving money to these committees so that you can then reach out to the committees and get the money. That is what application-based stimulus is. It means you pick up the phone and say, hey, I qualify for this money. And you've been doing this since day one. We've been doing this as a family since day one on this channel. You picked up the phone for PBT, PPP, PUA, or EIDL. When we looked at recon procedure and recon subset, this is what we're talking about. $3.5 trillion with money given to committees. So there'll be a committee, for example, that have the money for your internet, and money they'll have for your dental, your vision. IRS doesn't have money for your eyes. They don't know anything about your eyes. These committees will have the money. You'll pick up the phone, and then they'll spend the money on you. Now, here's what's important to understand is that the recon substantive is being drafted this week. They need to start this week, but they're trying to finish it up. House members and Senate members are in town. They're not out of town. And that's why we brought back Seats for Stimulus, which was a big social media campaign of 2020 on this channel, which basically said spend the money the right way. 6 House seats were up for grabs in the next few weeks, and the message is loud and clear. Spend the money the right way or we'll take your seats. The balance of power could totally change. And guess what? They talked about this last Tuesday on the House floor, saying we need to spend the money the right way when looking at stimulus. Now, how about that world exclusive happening right now? One viewer, a longtime viewer, a wonderful, wonderful volunteer, picked up the phone and did what I had told viewers to do, which is call the elected officials and tell them you need stimulus. In fact, I had spoken to you over the weekend about one person, a key individual, who said he wants to hear from you. Over the weekend, I had told you that Bernie Sanders had said, I want to hear from the American people. Bernie Sanders, senator, Democrat, progressive, is chairman of the Budget Committee. And he said the following quote going into the weekend. I understand that budget chairmen historically in the past have done their work in D.C., but I really think it's the function of a budget chairman like myself to go out among and get out among the people. That means he wants to hear from you. What are we proposing to do in this budget? It's going to be extremely popular. Who also wants to hear from you? Chuck Schumer, who says he meets with Bernie and talks to him throughout the day, every day. Bernie and I work so closely together, says Schumer, that we probably talk 4 to 5 times a day. So what happened yesterday? Longtime viewer, longtime Purple Hawk, and volunteer, original volunteer of this channel, Brother Joshua, picked up the phone and called Bernie Sanders' office, spoke to his staffer, and spoke about monthly stimulus checks. And in the world exclusive, I can tell you what the response was. The staffer told Brother Joshua that Bernie Sanders, as chairman of the Budget Committee, which is very critical in drafting the recon substantive, is considering monthly stimulus checks. And here are the provisions he's considering. $1,000 to $1,400 monthly for a duration of 3 to 6 months. There you go. Now, the staffer also said Bernie is also seeking input from the American people. He does not want to propose it unless he sees the support from the American people. Purple Power, time to do your thing. He needs to hear from you. He needs to hear from you. In the next few days, you're going to see this channel launch an amazing and massive Purple Power push as a family together to get the message out to the entire country. That this channel, as the forefront of the entire movement, needs to take the front position and say, yes, we have your back. Yes, we need monthly stimulus checks. This is the #1 channel. This is the #1 source. This is the #1 news channel. And this is the only place where breaking and exclusive news happens. And we as a community, with over a million followers of social media, the alert system, and of course the channel, which is, I guess it's almost approaching like 150 million views in 1 year. I mean, it's just insane. We as a channel should take this as a community to the forefront as a family and say, yes, we have your back, Bernie. Also, WR in the month of July reached out to Chris Coons' office. He's a senator. He's from Delaware, a longtime friend of Joe Biden. And Chris Coons' staffer told that WR, also a viewer, that Chris Coons is proposing, Senator, Democrat, to put monthly stimulus checks in there as well. If you see something familiar, you do, which is we started the video with that letter from Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden. And now we have Bernie again, and also we have Chris Coons all saying they'll do stimulus checks. But they need to see from you and hear from you. You have to pick up the phone and call. Push Purple Power. Push, because this is the moment of truth. 2 personal messages. Over the summer of 2020, we almost made it a joke on this channel. Remember High Fox News? Where Fox News continually told you that every single Democrat was out of town until Christmas. They left in June and they're back in December. I mean, it was like a running joke. Not in session, not in session, not in session. And I'm going to play that game of those words with you as many times as I can play the games of words with you. Well, guess what? That in session, not in session, game playing, misinformation thing is back. Not with Fox News, but with I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say it. Certain types of viewers. And that has to stop. Not in session does not mean they're not working. It is so idiotically wrong. And it's been said 9,000 times, and it needs to stop. Congress is not shut down to September. I don't know how many people are going to say that stupid thing over and over again. They're not shut down to September. They are in town working. Their staffers are working. The congressional leaders are working. In session means they're not voting on the floor. Who cares they're not voting on the floor? They're writing the legislation right now, the recon substantive. This is where they're deciding how to spend the money on you. This is where you absolutely need to get in their ear right away and say, this is where I need to spend the money. You don't show up when they call the vote and then they're done. And then you look and you're like, what did you just do? Well, I'm done. I just voted. When did you decide this? Oh, I was deciding over the last few weeks where people told you I was out of town. I was actually in town working. Yeah, so this is why you have to really focus right now across the board. Finally, I see a lot of strange things over duration of time. But one of the comments I saw yesterday in one of the afternoon shows really resonated with me in a wrong way, and I didn't like it, and I got to tell you what it was. I debated whether saying this on air or not, and I said, I'm going to say it on air. I am going to say it on air. When we look at Recon 4, and we talk about all this money, like cheaper prescription medication, like internet, farming, vision, dental. I mean, everyone has teeth. I mean, most everyone has teeth. Yeah, most everyone has teeth. Most everyone has eyes. If you do, then I really appreciate. If you don't have eyes, I really appreciate you to listen to me. But I mean, almost everyone has eyes and teeth and internet. And if you don't, then I don't know how you're watching me. But I had someone jump in the comments that says, "I don't qualify for anything. I don't qualify for anything." And I just, Joe. And that person was of a certain group, and I'm not going to say which group it is, but there is a certain group or fraction that thinks they don't qualify for anything of any sort and that you need to send them a $20,000 check. Not true. Not true. It's really not true. And for anyone that has sort of convinced themselves of that, it's just not true. I'm telling you, it's not true. And if anyone that sort of wants to partake in that belief that you don't qualify for anything, well, then there's something wrong with the recon then. If there's something wrong with the recon, because the recon is designed for paying checks of all different types for all different types of people. And for anyone who simply says, I don't qualify for anything, then what do you then you don't have eyes, you don't have teeth, you don't have medication, you have nothing, you don't have utilities. So if you do see something like that, just cross it out. Cross it out, because it's like, yeah, and I think that really comes from a place in which people think that everything is themselves. And I understand that this is not the universe of, $200,000 PPP loans. I'm not doing like a big corporate loan video at the moment where you say, I don't qualify, I don't have a corporation. I got that. That's not what this video is about. But I mean, everyone has teeth. Everyone has eyes, everyone has a nose, everyone has, medicine, everyone has these things. And if the federal government wants to give you money for it, don't say, I don't qualify for anything, because it's totally untrue. I mean, it's totally untrue. And if you think that there's something wrong with the recon, then you need to push. I mean, that's the purpose of Purple Power and recon substantive. This is when they're doing it. This is when they're pushing. So with that, the breaking news and the world exclusive, as you're seeing in this video, is the following. Recon substantive is being written this week. $3.5 trillion of checks confirmed for you under the fourth stimulus recon. But of that money, they're trying to determine how to spend the money. Lots of people saying lots of different things among the Democrats. The leader of them is the budget chairman, and that's Bernie Sanders. And he wants to give you a monthly stimulus check. In the next few days, you're going to see this channel launch an enormous effort to put Purple Power and Purple Hawks front and center, as we already are, but even more front and center in the public eye, to say, you know what? We're going to take the lead. We know you want the support. We're going to show you the support. We're the biggest and the boldest and the most vocal there is. And we should lead by example. And I hope you lead by example as well. And with that, hope you have a beautiful day. Join me next on Overnight's Crypto, currently playing on the channel. Then we go into Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. of more about this details of Bernie. And then I'm back with you with Mornings Crypto at 9:45, and then noontime at 11 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you to this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and have a beautiful early mornings, and stay with LALATE for more.